Nezuko is out in the open sun, and her skin is slowly starting to burn away into ashes. "Cover in blood!" Tanjiro screams in tears. "Nezuko, get small. Please hide somewhere." Tanjiro is horribly trapped between the painful death of his own sister and the lives of the villagers running ahead. He cannot make a decision. His mind has gone completely numb. Just then, Nezuko looks at Tanjiro with tears in her eyes, smiles, and with all her strength, kicks Tanjiro, throwing him through the air toward the fleeing villain, Hantengu. Tanjiro flies through the air, tears streaming like a flood from his eyes, while in the background, his sister is burning in the fire. Hello anime lovers, welcome to Plot Point Realm. To the beginning of the episode, we see a Kikuchi searching for demon slayers through the debris-filled entertainment district. He looks around at the massive destruction and says to himself, "What kind of battle was this? Absolutely nothing could be saved here." Just then, his eyes fall upon Tanjiro and his companions buried beneath the wreckage. He manages to locate them and immediately shouts out to his other companions to come there. "I have found them. Everyone has arrived here." And it is true that they have defeated an upper rank. This victory was truly historic because nothing had changed for the past 100 years. No one had been able to defeat an upper rank. When this incredible news reaches Master Kagaya at the Uboyoshiki mansion, he bursts with joy despite being extremely ill and vomiting blood. He looks at his wife, Amane, and says with great emotion, "Amane, you see me, right? This is an excellent sign. After a whole century, the lines of destiny have altered. Our current generation will definitely defeat those demons, and ultimately Muzan himself. That Muzan is a dark curse upon my family, and his end is certain now." The master becomes excessively weak while speaking and collapses back onto the bed, where Amane takes care of him. Immediately after this, the scene changes and we are shown Muzan's mysterious infinity castle. There we see Upper Moon 3 Akaza, standing on a shifting wooden platform. Akaza looks at the moving rooms all around him and thinks to himself, "We haven't been summoned here in the last 113 years. This number 113 itself is so terrifying. Why did Master Muzan remember us all of a sudden? Does this mean an upper rank demon has been killed?" Just then, Upper Moon 5, Gyokko, and the always trembling Upper Moon 4, Hantengu, also arrive. Akaza asks Nakimi, the demon playing the biwa, "Has Master Muzan not arrived yet?" Nakimi stays silent, plays a note, and says no. This makes Akaza extremely angry and he says, "Then tell me the truth, and do not tell me that an upper rank has been slain." Suddenly, Upper Moon 2, Doma, comes from behind and places his hand on Akaza's shoulder with great affection. Doma smiles and says, "Oh, Akaza, you have no idea how worried I was about you. Because you all are my closest companions, and if anything happened to anyone, my heart would break. I love you all so much, and listen, inside the vase that Gyokko gifted me, I have kept the severed head of a beautiful maiden as decoration." Hearing this, Akaza flies into a blind rage. He turns with the speed of the wind and delivers a powerful punch, completely destroying the lower portion of Doma's face. Doma's body heals instantly, and instead of getting angry, he laughs and says, "That's the spirit, Lord Akaza. You have become even stronger than before." Just then, Nakimi plays her instrument to stop their argument and says, "Now I will summon Upper Moon 1. He has been listening to us for quite some time." Then, the terrifying six-eyed demon Kokushibo appears on a high platform and says in his heavy voice, "Master Muzan has arrived." Then, Muzan Kibutsuji appears there, dressed in a suit like a scientist, performing some experiments with test tubes. His presence is utterly terrifying. Without looking toward them, Muzan speaks in an extremely cold and hateful voice. "The Gyutaro family has perished. This directly means that you Upper Moons are still incomplete. I gave you all hundreds of years, but I have received no results." Hearing this, Gyokko bows his head while trembling with fear and says, "Master, I beg your forgiveness for this error. I was the one who brought Gyutaro onto this path. How can I correct this mistake? Should I gouge out my own eyes and give them to you? Muzan angrily crushes the test tube in his hand and says, I have no need for your useless eyes. I knew from the start that if Gyutaro had fought alone, he would have never lost. He lost only because of Daki, who remained a constant shackle around his feet. Here, I am researching day and night to face the sunlight, and you all haven't even been able to find a single blue spider lily in all these years. I am starting to wonder why you people even exist in this world. Kokushibo stays completely calm and says, searching for an item or investigating is not my specialty. Muzan then looks at Doma and says in anger, Doma, you couldn't eliminate the Ubuyashiki family either. And what happened to that flower? Why haven't you been able to find it for so many hundreds of years? Doma bows and says, Master, I am deeply sorrowful that I couldn't live up to your expectations. Please forgive me. Muzan looks at everyone and says, the death of this upper rank has filled me with immense wrath. Next time, never provide me with incomplete information. I give you all only one piece of advice. From now on, take every single step with absolute caution. Gyokko, once you confirm your information, proceed there with Hantengu and finish the job. Saying this, Muzan suddenly vanishes from there. As soon as Muzan leaves, Doma immediately goes to Gyokko and says, Wow, Gyokko, that is wonderful news. You brought the information to him first, and you didn't even tell me. I would have enjoyed this a lot too. Seeing this, Akaza steps in between them and slices off a part of Doma's head with the swiftness of a sword. Akaza says, Stay within your limits. Do not think you are above all of us. Before Akaza could strike again, Kokushibo appears behind him in the blink of an eye. He arrives so fast that Akaza cannot even see him. Kokushibo cuts off Akaza's hand in a single stroke and says in a grave voice, Akaza, you have crossed your line. If you have a problem with this hierarchy, fight me directly to change positions. Look at how long after you, Doma, became a demon, yet he surpassed you. Respect your rank. Doma, whose head had healed by now, smiles and says, Oh, please do not be so angry, Lord Kokushibo. I didn't even dodge that punch myself, because this is how our friendship grows. We shouldn't fight among ourselves like this. Kokushibo ignores Doma's words and says to Akaza, Do you understand what I'm saying? Akaza clenches his teeth and says, Yes. And Kokushibo vanishes from there. Doma tries to talk to Akaza again, but Akaza ignores him completely and asks Nakimi to send him out of there. Doma also takes a deep breath and asks Nakimi to send him back to his temple. After this, the scene changes, and an old dream or memory inside Tanjiro's mind is shown. There, we see an ancient and great warrior who looks exactly like Yorichi. He is talking to Tanjiro's ancestor, Sumiyoshi. Yorichi says with a very sorrowful heart, Sumiyoshi, forgive me. It is a very difficult task to bring a child into this world and protect them. Now, the time for my departure from here has arrived. Sumiyoshi, holding his newborn infant, begs him, Please do not say such things. You saved our lives. If you hadn't been there, we would have been destroyed by now, and this child would have never been able to see this world. If you must leave, I can at least ensure that your name, your art of sun breathing, and these Hanafuda earrings are passed down to my future generation, so your memory lives on forever. Yorichi looks down and says with absolute despair, No, there is no need for that. I am not a special person. I failed to save the most important things in my life and couldn't eliminate the ultimate evil. My life is meaningless. Sumiyoshi looks at him with tears in his eyes, unable to believe that such a great warrior considers himself a failure. Suddenly, Tanjiro's eyes open. He comes to his senses with a deep breath. Kanao Tsuyuri, who was sitting near his bed, drops her glass of water in utter shock. Tears of joy fill her eyes, and she comes close to Tanjiro, saying, Tanjiro, you are awake. You were in a deep coma for 2 whole months. I'm so incredibly happy that you have opened your eyes. Just then, that Kikuchi helper from the cleanup group enters the room. Seeing Tanjiro awake, he shouts with excitement, Oh wow, you are actually awake. I am the person who safely pulled you out from the debris of the entertainment district. When I saw your condition, I thought you wouldn't survive. You all are so much younger than me in age, yet you have become the great warriors of history." Then, looking at Kanao, who is standing silently, he says, "Why does this girl never say anything? She just keeps watching. Perhaps it's because they only teach her to eliminate demons from childhood. But I can't even scold her because her rank is higher than mine, even though I am older in age." After this, he places the plate of food on the table and says to Tanjiro, "Here, eat this and regain your strength." And he leaves. In a short while, the three little girls of the Butterfly Mansion, Sumi, Kyo, and Naho, come into the room crying with joy. They hug Tanjiro and give him news of his other friends. They tell him that Zenitsu left for his new mission just yesterday, and Sound Hashira Uzui has been taken safely to his house by his three wives, where he is resting. However, Inosuke's condition was very critical because a large amount of poison had spread through his body, and he wasn't able to purify his blood using his breathing in time. Hearing this, Tanjiro looks up at the ceiling in panic, and everyone is left astonished. Inosuke is hanging from the ceiling of the room like a wild creature. Inosuke laughs out loud, jumps down, and says, "Haha, good thing you noticed me. Muichiro, I came to my senses 7 days before you, which directly means I am stronger than you." Just then, Ai enters the room and starts shouting at Inosuke to sit quietly, filling the room with laughter and happiness once again. Over the next few weeks, Tanjiro trains every morning to regain his physical strength. One morning he asks Kyo, "Has my new sword arrived yet?" A whole 2 months have passed. Kyo looks sad and hands Tanjiro a letter instead of a weapon. This letter was from his swordsmith, Haganezuka. Tanjiro opens and reads it, which was written in extreme anger. "I will never forgive you. I will curse you. I hate you. And I have no new sword for you." Sumi explains that because Tanjiro repeatedly damages his sword, Haganezuka is very angry and has refused to come here. Aoi advises Tanjiro that he should personally visit the Swordsmith Village to apologize to him and get a new weapon crafted for himself. Because that village is kept completely hidden so that no demon can attack it, the path to go there is very difficult. A Kikuchi guide arrives and ties a blindfold over Tanjiro's eyes, while also putting noise-cancelling plugs in his ears. She puts plugs in his nose as well because everyone knows how sharp Tanjiro's sense of smell is. She lifts Tanjiro onto her back and sets off from there. Tanjiro tells us that this journey is completed in a very unique way. After a short distance, he would be transferred to another Kikuchi, and this happened repeatedly. Even the Kasugai crows showing the path kept changing. Because of this arrangement, no single person could know the entire path to that village. Tanjiro thinks that our master is truly wise and amazing. Finally, the blindfold is removed from Tanjiro's eyes, and in front of him is the incredibly beautiful Swordsmith Village hidden between the mountains. Every resident there was wearing a special mask. The guide says, "Go to the end of this street and you will find the village chief's house. You must meet him first. Now, I will take your leave." Tanjiro says thank you to her. Tanjiro reaches the main building and meets the village chief, Tekin Teki Kawahara. Tekin was a very short man who wore a large mask. He says, "Welcome, young traveler. I am the chief of this village and the most important person. Give me proper respect." Tanjiro bows his head and states his name. The chief says happily, "What a good child. Here, eat this delicious sweet." As Tanjiro begins to eat the sweet, the chief explains, "Haganezuka is missing at this moment, so you stay here while we search for him." Tanjiro apologizes, saying, "Please forgive me. It is my fault that the sword broke so easily." The chief waves his hand and says, "No, you are wrong. It is his fault that he made such a useless and weak sword. If he doesn't return by the time you heal, I will hand over the responsibility of making your new sword to someone else." After this, a man takes Tanjiro toward the famous hot spring located up in the mountains, which can completely heal any wound or exhaustion. On the way, Tanjiro watches the swordsmiths working hard to craft swords and thanks them. As soon as he reaches the hot spring, Tanjiro hears a familiar voice. It was the love Hashira, Mitsuri Kanroji. She was running down from the mountains crying. She says screamingly, "Tanjiro, listen to me. Someone completely ignored me just now. I said hello to him with so much love and he just walked straight past. This is so awful. The great mood I had after bathing in the spring is completely ruined now." Tanjiro asks who did that, but she didn't know him. To fix her mood, Tanjiro says that food will be served very soon in the village, and we will get rice with mushrooms. Hearing this, Mitsuri's mood changes instantly, and she starts dancing and singing with joy. When Tanjiro steps into the water of the spring, he sees another youth there. He recognizes him immediately. It was that same angry boy he met during the final selection test, whose name was Genya Shinazugawa. Tanjiro jumps into the water and says happily, "Hey, you are here. How are you? Since we are both in the same corps, we are basically like siblings, right?" Genya looks at him with extreme anger and shouts, "Shut up! I'm not your brother. Stay away from me." He throws water swiftly at Tanjiro and walks out angrily. During dinner, Mitsuri sits with Tanjiro. Eating a massive amount of food, she explains, "Genya is actually the younger brother of Wind Hashira Sanemi Shinazugawa. But I don't know why those two brothers do not live together, and Genya didn't even eat the food provided by the villagers. He brought his own meal." Tanjiro asks Mitsuri why she joined the Demon Slayer Corps. Mitsuri says very blushingly, "It's a bit embarrassing, but I joined to find a gentleman for myself, because every girl likes a partner stronger than herself so she can feel secure. But it is very difficult to find someone like that normally, so I became a Hashira." Just then, a Kikuchi arrives to inform her, "Lady Mitsuri, the final adjustments to your sword are complete and you will have to leave at midnight." Before leaving, Mitsuri hugs Nezuko and says to Tanjiro, "Tanjiro, you defeated an upper rank and you survived. This experience is equal to 10 years of difficult training. You are much stronger now. I will always support the Kamato siblings." Right before leaving, she whispers a very big thing into Tanjiro's ear. "The villagers say there is a secret weapon hidden in this forest that will make you even more powerful. You must try to find it." The next morning, Tanjiro goes into the dense forest to search for that secret weapon. His ability to smell was slightly affected due to the sulfur odor of the hot spring, yet he moves forward. Suddenly, he hears some voices ahead. He hides behind a large tree and looks through the leaves. He sees a small village boy crying and refusing to hand something over. Standing right in front of him was Mist Hashira Muichiro Tokito. Tokito's face was completely calm and expressionless. He says to the boy in an extremely harsh tone, "Give me that key immediately. I do not have time to waste with you." That small boy kept crying, holding the key tightly against his chest, completely unready to give it up. Tanjiro is left astonished seeing this, wondering what that key belongs to and why a Hashira is treating a small child so harshly. Tanjiro is standing far away, watching all this. At first, it feels to him that perhaps this is their private matter, but in the very next moment, everything changes. Muichiro, without giving any warning, knocks Kotetsu unconscious in a single blow. Seeing this, Tanjiro's anger reaches the seventh heaven. He immediately runs to stop Muichiro and tries to remove his hand. But as soon as he applies full strength, the color of his face flies away. He cannot move Muichiro's hand even an inch. Tanjiro thinks in his mind, "How can this happen? He neither looks bigger than me nor heavier. Then how is his strength so much?" In the very next moment, Muichiro delivers a powerful punch to Tanjiro's stomach. Tanjiro falls to the ground with pain. Muichiro says in a cold voice, "You are very weak, and I am getting the smell of a demon from your box. Therefore, do not try to touch it again." In the meantime, Kotetsu gets up again and says, while crying, "I will never give you this key. If the doll breaks one more time, it can never be fixed again." But Muichiro responds without any emotion. "If it breaks, we will make another one. As long as you keep worrying about this doll, until then, who knows how many people will be killed at the hands of demons." Hearing his statement, Tanjiro stands up in anger. He says, "You are wrong. The people who make swords are also just as necessary as those who wield swords. If they do not make swords for us, we will not be able to protect anyone. We are all fighting the same battle." But it makes no difference on Muichiro's face. He says, "I do not have time to listen to your words." And in the very next moment, thud, Tanjiro also falls unconscious to the ground. After some time, when Tanjiro's eyes open, Muichiro has gone from there. Kotetsu is sitting sadly. He tells Tanjiro that Muichiro has taken the mechanical doll named Yorichi Type 0 along with him. Tanjiro asks in surprise, "After all, why is this doll so special?" Kotetsu tells that this is no ordinary doll. It is approximately 300 years old. And inside it, 108 different swordsmanship moves are present. This doll was made based on the movements of that great swordsman who had once brought Muzan closest to death. Hearing just this much, Tanjiro is completely shocked. Just then, the loud sound of swords clashing is heard from inside the forest. Both, without wasting time, run in that direction. Reaching there, they see that Muichiro is fighting with that same doll at lightning speed. Kotetsu tells that the name of this doll is Yorichi Type 0. Its 6 hands were made so that it could copy the fast swordsmanship of the real Yorichi. As soon as Tanjiro sees the face of that doll, he suddenly stops right there. He had seen the exact same face in his dreams. And from right here, the story moves towards such a secret that will change Tanjiro's life forever. But the story does not end here. Muichiro finishes his training and leaves from there. While leaving, he also takes one sword of the doll along with him. After his departure, Kotetsu immediately reaches near the doll. Fear is clearly visible on his face. He feels that perhaps now this doll must have been ruined forever. He winds the key into the doll with shivering hands. For a few seconds, nothing happens. But then suddenly, tick, 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 the doll starts running again. Seeing this, there is no place for the happiness of both Tanjiro and Kotetsu. Just then, Kotetsu looks towards Tanjiro and says, "From now on, your training will be with this very doll. And until you become even more powerful than the mist Hashira, I am not going to leave you." The color of Tanjiro's face flies away, but he had no way to refuse. And from right here begins his most dangerous training till now. On the very first day, Yorichi Type 0 attacks with such speed that Tanjiro does not even understand from where the blow came. In just a few seconds, he has fallen to the ground several times. But Kotetsu does not feel even a bit of pity for him. He continuously keeps finding his mistakes. He says, "Your movements are completely useless. You do not even know the basics of fighting till now. I just do not understand how you are alive till now." Tanjiro does feel embarrassed, but does not give up. After falling every time, he gets up again. Days pass by, but the training keeps becoming even more difficult. Kotetsu gives food to Tanjiro only when he is able to do the thing told by him in the correct way. For several days without rest, without eating food properly, and fighting continuously, Tanjiro's body completely begins to give up. Only the rainwater is quenching his thirst. But despite that, he does not give up. Finally, one day, due to exhaustion and hunger, Tanjiro collapses and falls down. During that time, he sees a strange dream. He feels that he is drowning inside a deep river. There is only darkness all around. But just then, he sees a slight brightness inside the water. At the same time, he perceives a new kind of smell. This scent was completely different from his old opening thread. Previously, he was only able to
अगर तुम्हें ऐसे एनिमेस पसंद है जहां पर मेन कैरेक्टर स्टार्टिंग में थोड़ा कमजोर होता है,
feeling its direction even before the blow happened. When Tanjiro's eyes open, then he immediately stands in front of the doll again. This time, everything was different. Now he was able to feel every movement of the doll beforehand. Where previously he used to take every blow, now he easily started escaping. Kotetsu also remained surprised.
एपिसोड की शुरुआत में हम देखते हैं कि तांजीरो और कोतेत्सु उस तलवार को देखकर काफी एक्साइटेड हो जाते हैं।
Now his smelling power had become many times faster than before. After some time, he gets the correct opportunity. He lifts his sword with full strength and delivers a tremendous blow. Crash! Yorichi Type 0 breaks into two pieces and falls to the ground. Kotetsu gets scared. He feels that now everything is finished. But in the very next moment, something happens which no one had even imagined. From inside the broken doll, a 300-year-old real sword comes out. Both Tanjiro and Kotetsu keep looking at it in surprise. After all, why was such an old sword hidden inside this doll? Is this the sword of that same great swordsman, Yorichi? And is this very sword going to change Tanjiro's destiny?
Tanjiro and Kotetsu are left stunned after looking at the mysterious sword. Kotetsu says excitedly, "Tanjiro, you don't have your own sword right now, so maybe you should keep this sword." But Tanjiro immediately refuses. He says that the sword does not belong to him. Kotetsu tries to convince him again and again, but Tanjiro still does not agree. Finally, Kotetsu says, "At least unsheath it once and look at it." The moment Tanjiro pulls the sword out of its scabbard, their happiness vanishes in a split second. The entire sword was badly covered in rust. Looking at it, Kotetsu says sadly, "I'm sorry. I raised your hopes for no reason." Tanjiro smiles and says, "It's okay. I'm just glad we found it." Just then, the sound of footsteps approaches from the direction of the forest. Both turn around in panic and see Haganezuka standing right in front of them. Tanjiro says happily, "Haganezuka-san, where were you? I've been looking for you for so long." But Haganezuka does not answer any question. His eyes were fixed only on that sword. He immediately tries to snatch the sword away. Just then, Kanamori steps in between them and stops him, saying, "Please calm down for a moment." He then tells Tanjiro that Haganezuka had been hiding in the mountains for the past several days, training hard just to make an incredible sword for him. Hearing this, Tanjiro gets emotional. Kanamori smiles and says, "You always trust the swords made by him. Maybe that's why he is working so hard for you." After a while, Haganezuka calms down and says, "Give this old sword to me. I will polish it and bring back its true identity." In exchange, he hands Tanjiro a new Nichirin sword and takes the old sword away with him. The next day, Tanjiro goes to meet Genya. Trying to strike up a friendship, he offers him a cookie, but Genya angrily throws it away. Tanjiro smiles and says, "One of your teeth broke in the hot spring, right? Look, I have kept it safe until now." Genya is left completely shocked. Then, in a fit of rage, he throws Tanjiro out of the room. On the other side, Tanjiro is doing Nezuko's hair and says, "It seems Genya is very lonely. I will definitely become friends with him." As the night deepens, the entire Swordsmith Village appears completely peaceful. But at that very moment, a swordsmith is returning after taking a bath. Suddenly, a mysterious vase appears right in front of him. The moment he approaches it, upper rank 5. Gyokko emerges from that vase and pulls the swordsmith inside in a single instant. A few seconds later, his blood-stained body is thrown out. Gyokko smiles and says, "The taste of these swordsmiths is not good at all. But if I destroy the entire village, the demon slayers will automatically become weak." At the same time, upper rank 4 Hantengu had also reached the village. There was fear on his face, but his motive was only one: the complete destruction of the Swordsmith Village. Meanwhile, Genya goes out to look for his swordsmith, but there was no sign of him anywhere. Just then, on the other side, Muichiro Tokito asks Tanjiro, "Do you know Kanamori?" Tanjiro asks in surprise, "Yes, but why are you looking for him?" Muichiro replies, "He is my new swordsmith now." Tanjiro says with a smile, "Then come on, let's look for him together." But just then, Muichiro says something that forces Tanjiro to think. He says, "Why do you worry so much about others all the time? Don't you care about yourself at all?" Tanjiro smiles and replies, "If I do good for others, then one day good things will happen to me too. Hearing this, Muichiro goes completely silent for a few moments, as if a distant memory had flashed before him. In the meantime, Nezuko also wakes up, and then suddenly, Tanjiro senses a strange smell in the air. He immediately alerts himself. In the next instant, a weak and trembling old man appears inside the room. At first glance, he looked absolutely helpless, but his smell was telling a completely different story. Tanjiro's eyes widen. He thinks to himself, "This is a demon, and his presence isn't like any ordinary demon. It's like an upper rank." Without wasting a single second, Muichiro draws his sword. Mist breathing. Fourth form. With lightning speed, his strike lands straight on the demon's neck. And in a single flash, his head is severed from his body. But what happened in the very next moment completely blows Tanjiro's mind. Instead of the severed head just falling to the ground, a completely new demon emerges right out of it. And at the same time, another body forms from the torso as well. Now, instead of one, two upper-rank demons were standing there. One was laughing loudly, while the other was trembling with absolute rage. Tanjiro immediately realizes that cutting off their heads will achieve nothing. Just then, Nezuko also enters her demon form and leaps into the battle. Tanjiro quickly tries to stop her, saying, "Nezuko, don't stay in this form for too long, or else you will lose control over yourself." But the battle had already begun. The angry demon strikes with his staff, and in the next instant, a terrifying sound wave echoes throughout the room. It was so powerful that both Tanjiro and Muichiro are blasted away, crashing hard. Nezuko somehow manages to save Tanjiro. Meanwhile, the laughing demon flies up into the air. Tanjiro understands. All of these clones have their own unique abilities. Right at that moment, Genya Shinazugawa, without saying a single word, he pulls out his special Nichiren gun and starts firing continuous shots. Bang, bang, bang. The heads of both demons fly off once again, but within a few seconds, both of them come back to life. Tanjiro yells, "Genya, stop. The more times these guys die, the more dangerous they will become." By now, the two demons had split into 4 completely different demons. Tanjiro thinks, their head is not their weakness. They must have some other weak point. Meanwhile, the flying demon grabs Tanjiro and carries him up into the sky. Looking down, Tanjiro sees the entire Swordsmith Village in grave danger. He realizes, if these upper-rank demons aren't stopped right now, the entire village will be completely wiped out. On the other side, Muichiro is running through the village. On his way, he notices a swordsmith running away from a demon. At first, Muichiro ignores him and keeps moving forward. But just then, Tanjiro's words echo in his mind. If we do good for others, then one day good things will happen to us too. That was it. This very thought changes Muichiro's decision. He immediately turns back and slices the demon in a single strike, saving the swordsmith's life. For the first time, a glimpse of humanity is seen inside Muichiro.
Taketo slices off the head of that fish demon, but in the very next moment, something happens that leaves even him completely stunned. Within a few seconds, the demon completely regenerates its severed body. Muichiro immediately realizes that this is no ordinary demon. He thinks to himself, if it keeps coming back to life, its true weak point must be somewhere else. Without wasting any time, Muichiro strikes again, and this time, he slices the mysterious pot behind the demon. The moment the pot shatters, the fish demon disintegrates right then and there. Muichiro understands that this demon was drawing its power from that pot using its blood demon art. Meanwhile, the swordsmith Kotetsu is trembling with absolute fear. He says to Muichiro, "I thought I was going to die today. Please forgive me. I said so many horrible things to you before." But Muichiro tells him to stay calm. Just then, Kotetsu cries out, "If you don't help us, all the hard work of this village will go to waste." Hearing this, the words of Master Kagaya Ubishiki flash across Muichiro's mind. The master had said, As long as a human is alive, hope never truly dies, even if your memories fade away. One day, the right path will reveal itself before you. These words deeply touch Muichiro's heart. He picks up Kotetsu on his shoulder and dashes toward the village. Now, he had only one goal in mind: to save as many people as possible. On the other side, Tanjiro's brutal battle against the clones of Upper Rank 4 was still raging on. Karaku was constantly pushing Tanjiro back with violent blasts of wind. Tanjiro would stand up and attack again and again, only to be thrown back every single time. Meanwhile, Nezuko was facing Sakito all by herself. In a fit of rage, Sakito swings his lightning staff and says, "This is the end of you." Suddenly, a terrifying wave of lightning surges towards Nezuko. But at that exact moment, Nezuko unleashes her blood demon art. Her pink flames clash directly with the lightning, illuminating the entire battlefield with a blinding light. In the midst of this, Genya was also holding his ground. His body had taken several severe injuries, but he was nowhere near ready to give up. He pulls out his Nichirin gun and starts raining bullets down on the demons. Sakito laughs and says, "This is the biggest weakness of you humans. You keep standing back up, but in the end, you die anyway." Genya smiles and replies, "My name is Genya Shinasugawa, and I will not die until I finish you off." From this point on, the battle takes an even more dangerous turn. By now, Tanjiro knew that if he didn't do something fast, both Nezuko and Genya would be killed. But right in front of him, Karaku kept releasing massive gusts of wind from his fan. Every single attack blasted Tanjiro several meters away. Tanjiro thinks, "If I keep fighting him like this, I will never be able to reach Nezuko. I have to use his own flying power against him." The moment Karaku attacks again, Tanjiro dodges it at the very last second and thrusts his Nichirin sword straight into the demon's mouth. Now, Karaku himself starts flying up into the air, carrying Tanjiro along with him. This was the perfect chance. Tanjiro carefully senses the direction and speed of his flight the entire way up. He realizes that if he times his strike perfectly, he can land straight next to Nezuko. On the ground, Nezuko was still enduring Sakito's lightning. Sakito was unleashing continuous bolts from his staff, leaving Nezuko's entire body badly wounded. Meanwhile, Genya stands up yet again. His body was riddled with holes, but he still raises his Nichirin gun and keeps firing at the demons. Sakito is left utterly shocked and says, "Why is this human not dying?" Genya smiles and replies, "As long as you are alive, I won't die either." Just then, Karaku flies with Tanjiro right above the building where Nezuko and Genya were fighting. Tanjiro immediately unleashes all his strength and strikes Karaku's jaw. His attack is so powerful that it temporarily slows down the demon's regeneration. In that exact split second, Tanjiro leaps down and pulls out Sakito's staff, which was pinned inside Nezuko's body. The moment the staff is pulled out, Nezuko activates her blood demon art. Her pink flames completely incinerate the staff. For the first time, Sakito screams out in pure agony. But right then, the third clone, Aizetsu, arrives at the scene and lunges at both Tanjiro and Nezuko with his spear. All three demons were now attacking simultaneously. The entire battlefield had turned into a scene of absolute devastation. On the other side, chaos had broken out across the entire Swordsmith village. Gyokko's fish demons were attacking everywhere. Swordsmiths were running for their lives, while some brave souls were trying to rescue others. At this very moment, we see the spectacular entry of Love Hashira Mitsuri Kanroji. She rushes toward the village with incredible speed. Her Kasugaigarasu crow screams out, "Hurry up! The Swordsmith village is in grave danger. Upper rank demons have attacked." Without pausing for even a single second, Mitsuri charges toward the village at full speed. She thinks to herself, "Thank goodness my mission was close to this village. There is still time. I must save everyone, no matter what." Mist Hashira Muichiro Tokito and young Kotetsu dashing through a dense forest. Suddenly, they spot Kanamori, who had climbed a tree to escape a fish demon. Muichiro moves with the speed of wind and, in the blink of an eye, slices off the monster's head. Slipping down from the tree, Kanamori says, "Thank you very much, Muichiro. Kotetsu, you're alive too? I honestly thought both of you were dead by now." Muichiro immediately asks, "Is my new sword ready?" "That is exactly why I came here." Kanamori replies, "Yes, it is completely ready. Tanjiro explicitly asked me to forge a sword for you so that I could truly understand your fighting style." Just then, Kotetsu panics and screams, "Wait, we need to go to Haganazuka first. He is also under attack." Kanamori says, "Come, let me take you both there. I'm extremely worried about the village. We desperately need a Hashira like you to take that sword and protect the others. Look, right ahead is the workshop where Haganazuka is working. Thankfully, it hasn't been attacked yet." But as they approach the house, upper rank 5 demon Gyokko suddenly emerges from his pot. Glaring at Muichiro, he speaks with a sinister laugh. It is wonderful that you noticed me so quickly. You are a Hashira, aren't you? I wonder what matters more to you, your own life or the destruction of this village." Meanwhile, absolute chaos had broken out across the Swordsmith Village. Villagers were running for their lives, shouting, "Hurry! Gather all the swords that could be useful to the Hashira, and tighten the security around the village chief." While the demon minions were attacking innocent people, Love Hashira Mitsuri Kanroji makes a spectacular entrance onto the battlefield. With her ribbon-like flexible sword, she slices through the demons in a split second and asks with pure innocence, "Oh dear, am I a bit late? Is everyone okay here?" A nearby villager gets completely mesmerized by her cuteness and yells, "Love Hashira! Please go and save our village chief!" In another part of the village, a massive demon had grabbed the village chief in its clutches. The chief's guard, brutally injured on the ground, thinks, "The guard who was posted here was killed so easily. I cannot let our chief, the most skilled person in this village, die before my eyes. But this demon is too huge, and my sword isn't working on it." Just then, Mitsuri arrives and tends to the injured guard, saying, "You stay here. You don't need to take any more injuries." The villager looks at her bizarre sword in absolute shock. Mitsuri glares at the demon with fury in eyes and says, "My heart does not beat for those who hurt the innocent." The chief's guard thinks to himself, "I am happy even in this disaster because such a cute girl held me." Just then, another wounded villager cries out, "Please hold my hand too." The chief snaps, "Shut up! Do not distract the Hashira at such a critical time." Back on the main battlefield, Tanjiro finally regains consciousness and thinks, "What is this horrific, heavy stench?" The flying demon Urogi, clutching him in his talons, screams from above, "You cannot run away from me!" and releases a powerful sound wave from his mouth, slamming Tanjiro onto the ground. Tanjiro thinks, "Oh, I passed out because of the previous attack." As Urogi swoops down to attack again, Tanjiro quickly escapes. Sakido yells in frustration, "This boy is getting on my nerves! Karaku, blow this entire place away!" Tanjiro thinks, "I need to land an attack that forces them to take a long time to regenerate." But right then, Karaku swings his fan, unleashing a massive gust of wind that blasts both Tanjiro and Nezuko right out of the building. As they fall through the debris, Nezuko tightly grabs the blade of Tanjiro's sword. Karaku laughs out loud. Now they have nowhere left to hide. Tanjiro yells out in pain, "Nezuko, don't worry, I won't leave you here. Please let go of the sword so I can clear this rubble off you." "Nezuko, listen to me. Let go or you'll cut your fingers." Sakido thinks, once this dust settles, nothing can save them from our hands. But Nezuko refuses to let go of the sword. The scene shifts back to Muichiro and Gyokko. Gyokko says, "If you don't mind, can we chat a bit before I kill you?" Kanamori and Kotetsu hide behind Muichiro. Gyokko snaps, "What are you two doing behind his back?" Kanamori cries out, "Because we can't save you ourselves." Gyokko laughs evilly. "No matter. I want to show you my most beautiful creation tonight. The swordsmith's agony of death." Gyokko pulls a grotesque structure made from the corpses of 5 dead swordsmiths out of his pot. Witnessing this, Kanamori and Kotetsu burst into tears. Gyokko proudly boasts, "I used 5 swordsmiths for this masterpiece. I left their flesh half exposed to showcase emotionalness and crudeness in this art. And the best part is, if I twist this sword, as he turns the sword jammed inside the corpses, agonized screams echo from their mouths. Gyokko mocks, it perfectly captures their true pain. Fury erupts in Muichiro's eyes, and he strikes directly at Gyokko. Gyokko instantly vanishes into another pot, yelling, I haven't finished explaining yet. Muichiro realizes, so he can travel through these pots. He slices the pot, but notes, he got away again. He is incredibly fast. Gyokko pops out of another pot, screaming, how dare you cut my precious pot? This is my art. Gyokko then unleashes a barrage of poisonous needles. While Muichiro dodges, a few demons charge at Kotetsu and Kanamori. Muichiro leaps in between, shielding them and taking all the toxic needles directly into his back. He tells them, just get out of my way and hide somewhere. The demon attacks again, but Muichiro deflects the strike. Gyokko laughs. You look pathetic with those needles. You people die a miserable death in a wretched place trying to save others. Your life is entirely useless. Hearing Gyokko's words, a blurry memory flashes in Muichiro's mind. He remembers a face and thinks, who was that? Why do I feel like someone has said these exact words to me before? Just then, Gyokko breaks his train of thought, saying, making art out of you is going to be so much fun. Muichiro retorts, shut up, your words are worthless, and slashes at Gyokko's neck. But Gyokko uses his blood demon art to summon a massive bubble of water, trapping Muichiro inside. He gloats, blood demon art? What a prison pot. This water has completely stopped your breathing technique. Once this village is destroyed, the demon slayers will be utterly weakened. The scene cuts back to Tanjiro and Nezuko. Tanjiro is still begging Nezuko to let go of the blade, but instead, Nezuko rubs her palms against it, causing her blood to completely coat the sword. Suddenly, Nezuko's blood ignites the blade into a roaring, brilliant pink flame, transforming his black sword into a glowing red sword. Tanjiro gasps, my black sword is turning red because of Nezuko's blood. This is exploding blood. At that exact moment, an ancestral memory flashes in Tanjiro's mind. In the memory, a girl says to a mysterious samurai, so when you fight, your sword turns red. Why is that? It's usually as black as obsidian. It's so beautiful. Tanjiro thinks, who is this girl? Now I get it. This is an inherited memory. This girl is talking to the swordsman who wore the exact same Hanafuda earrings as me. Today, my sword has turned red just like his. The hopes and feelings of everyone are giving me the strength to defeat these demons and protect humanity. Armed with his blazing red sword, Tanjiro stands tall before the three demons. Karaku unleashes a windstorm, but this time Tanjiro charges forward with lightning speed, unleashing the Hinokami Kagura. Sakido is completely paralyzed with fear, thinking, this is the exact same red sword from our Lord Muzan's memories. It's just like the sword of the swordsman who cornered and nearly decapitated Lord Muzan centuries ago. Urogi and Karaku also see the terrifying shadow of that legendary swordsman, Yorichi, behind Tanjiro. Tanjiro roars, Hinokami Kagura, Dragon Sun Halo head dance, and in a single, sweeping motion, he slices off the heads of Urogi, Karaku, and Sakido all at once. Panting heavily, Tanjiro thinks, I did it! Now there's only one left. All four heads must be severed at the exact same time. Where did the fourth one go? As Tanjiro turns around, his jaw drops. He sees that Genya has successfully decapitated the fourth demon, Aizetsu. But as Tanjiro looks closely at Genya's face, his heart skips a beat. He thinks in absolute shock and horror, why does Genya look like that? Those fangs, those demonic eyes. He looks exactly like a monster. The episode kicks off with Tanjiro looking at Genya in absolute shock. Witnessing this, Karaku mocks them and asks, what kind of face is that? Sakido snaps at him, shut up, he's just regenerating, but his process has slowed down a bit. Meanwhile, Tanjiro thinks to himself, I don't know what has happened to Genya, but all I know is that he successfully decapitated one of the demons. But my biggest fear is that even if we cut their heads off, They can't be killed like Daki and Gyutaro. Slicing these four emotions is completely useless. Without wasting a single second, Tanjiro rushes to rescue Nezuko, pulling her out of the debris. He begins to analyze the situation carefully, thinking, I was pondering over one thing. Is it possible that their necks are not their weak point at all? That heavy stench I smelled a little while ago didn't feel right. And now, I finally understand. That smell belonged to a fifth demon. There is another demon hiding here. I must find it as soon as possible and slice its neck to end all of this. Suddenly, Genya grabs Tanjiro by his collar and barks, Don't think too highly of yourself. I am the one who will defeat these upper ranks. You didn't defeat upper rank 6 all by yourself, which is exactly why you weren't made a Hashira. That's why I will kill them all and claim the title of Hashira myself. Instead of getting angry, Tanjiro smiles warmly and says, Now I understand. Nezuko and I will support you completely in this. There is a fifth demon here, and while I look for it, can you buy me some time? Genya scowls and replies, I see right through your petty strategy. You're just trying to distract me. Right at that moment, Sakido unleashes a devastating blast of lightning toward them. Tanjiro pulls Genya out of harm's way just in time and thinks, These 4 demons regenerate way too fast. We must hurry. He turns to Genya and says, I will find that 5th demon soon and tell you where it is. Can you hold this demon off until then? Suddenly, the severed clones regenerate completely. Tanjiro stops Genya from attacking Nezuko's opponent, and while Genya engages in a fierce battle against Sakido's clones, Tanjiro concentrates his senses to sniff out the hidden foe. Not far away, the tiny 5th demon is snickering to itself, thinking, Everything is going perfectly. They can never find me here, and those 4 emotion demons will slaughter all these wretched humans. Suddenly, Tanjiro catches the scent. He shouts to Genya, That 5th demon is hiding underground toward the northeast. Hearing this, Urogi immediately flies in to block Tanjiro, unleashing a massive sound wave from his wings that blows Tanjiro far away. Tanjiro catches hold of a tree to steady himself, thinking, I must stop myself from flying away. I can't leave this battlefield. As Sakido prepares to unleash another lightning strike on Tanjiro, Nezuko jumps in and uses her exploding blood to counter the attack. However, Sakido recovers instantly and knocks Nezuko back. Meanwhile, back at the workshop, Mist Hashira Muichiro Tokido is struggling hard but fails to break free from Gyokko's water prison pot. Gyokko mocks him, saying, You can't use your breathing techniques inside this water, and very soon you will die a slow, agonizing death. He bursts into a wicked laugh, adding, Watching someone drown like this is incredibly amusing. Outside the prison, Kanamori is desperately trying to pull Gyokko's poisonous needles out of his body, while Kotetsu urges him to hurry up. Back at the main fight, Sakido charges forward to strike, but Tanjiro moves with terrifying speed and slices his hand off. Sakido is completely stunned, thinking, This boy has grown even faster than before. No, it's not just a sudden power-up. My lord told me that this kid was already strong, but his reflections and battle adaptability are insanely quick. In the next split second, Tanjiro slashes Urogi's mouth, while Nezuko runs over to Azetsu to keep him distracted. As Tanjiro prepares to strike Karaku, the demon uses his massive fan to slam Tanjiro violently onto the ground. But as Karaku goes for a follow-up strike, Tanjiro sets his own hands ablaze with Nezuko's blood art and slices Karaku's hand off. Tanjiro yells at Genya, Go to your right, it's moving towards the south. Find it quickly. Genya dashes in that direction, searching frantically. I've been doing this the whole time. Where on earth is it? Why can't I find it? The longer this fight drags on, the more exhausted I'll become. Just then, Karaku throws another attack, but Tanjiro blocks it and screams, Look at the ground to your right. It's right next to you. Genya looks down and is utterly baffled. It's so tiny. He fires his Nichiren gun at it, thinking, How is it this small? Is this its main body? It's smaller than a mouse. Those 4 emotion demons are incredibly powerful, yet they are being controlled by this tiny rat. No wonder they managed to kill so many Demon Slayer members. Stop right there, you little rat. You've troubled us enough." But the moment Genya swings his sword to decapitate it, his blade shatters completely upon impact. Genya panics. "This is impossible. I can't cut its neck. Its neck is barely as thick as a finger." He tries firing his gun again, but Sakito sneaks up from behind and prepares to deal a fatal blow to Genya. Genya looks at the impending strike and thinks, "This is it. He's going to kill me, and I can't even regenerate a decapitated head. I just wanted to become a Hashira so my big brother could be proud of me. I wanted to apologize to him for that day." In his final moments, Genya's tragic past flashes before his eyes. He remembers his mother, who was very short but worked tirelessly from morning till night without ever sleeping. His father, on the other hand, was a cruel, worthless man hated by everyone, who was eventually stabbed to death. He used to beat Genya and his siblings, but their mother would always shield them. The memory shifts to a dark night. Genya and his siblings are waiting at home. His older brother, Sanemi, goes out to look for their mother, who is late. Sanemi tells Genya, "Stay here and look after the others. I'm trusting you." Soon, the siblings wake up crying for their mother. Genya comforts them, saying, "Don't worry, go back to sleep. When you wake up, Mum and Big Brother will be back." Suddenly, there is a violent knock on the door. The children rush toward it, only for a dark figure to break in and violently slaughter Genya's siblings. In the pitch darkness, Genya can't see anything. As the creature lunges at Genya, Sanemi crashes through the window, tackles the monster, and pushes it outside, shouting, "Run from here, Genya." Genya runs to find a doctor to save his siblings, wondering in terror what that monster was and what his brother was fighting. But as dawn breaks, Genya finds Sanemi standing over a bloodied corpse. Genya gasps in horror, "Why did you kill Mom? Why did you do that? You murderer!" Back in reality, Genya realizes his grave mistake of thinking, "My siblings were already dead, and the thing that attacked us was our own mother who had turned into a demon. Big Brother just wanted to protect us." When the sun rose, he realized it too. I can't imagine how broken he must have felt, and yet I called him a murderer. He had promised me that we would protect our family together. He remembers Sanemi's words after their father's death. Now that father is gone, we must protect our family together. No matter what, we will look after Mom and our siblings. Genya cries internally, "Forgive me, Big Brother. I'm going to die without even apologizing to you. I have no talent. I can't even use a breathing technique, so I could never become a Hashira. I tried so hard, but it's all useless now." He even remembers Sanemi harshly pushing him away later in life, saying, "Trash like you can't be my brother." Genya thinks, "Why, Big Brother? I am your little brother." Suddenly, Sakito's weapon swings down, but Tanjiro leaps in, blocks the strike, and saves Genya. Tanjiro yells, "Don't give up, Genya. Try again. Focus on cutting its head off. Never lose hope. You can do this. I will protect you. Just focus on his neck. It doesn't matter if you can't become a Hashira right now." Azetsu attacks Tanjiro from behind, but Genya steps in, shielding Tanjiro with his own body. Bleeding heavily, Genya says, "I can't cut his neck, but you can. So, just for now, I am letting you take the glory." With Genya holding the line and blocking the clones, Tanjiro dashes forward toward the tiny fifth demon. Genya fires his gun to keep the clones at bay. Tanjiro unsheathes his blazing red sword, determined to end this nightmare, and prepares to strike the final blow. As Tanjiro attacks the tiny Hantengu, he thinks he is too small. Aiming for his neck is extremely difficult. Just then, Tanjiro sees the word fear written on his tongue. At that exact moment, Tanjiro senses a terrifying energy behind him. Shocked, he thinks, "This scent is completely different from those 4 demons. I must use all my strength to sever this little one's neck." But this is too difficult. The effect of Nezuko's blood has completely run out by now. Suddenly, a wounded Genya shouts from behind, "Tanjiro, move away from there." Right then, a massive attack hits Tanjiro, causing a colossal explosion. In front of them stand several gigantic wooden dragons, which begin to launch relentless attacks on Tanjiro. While Tanjiro is defending himself, A dragon moves forward to crush him, but Nezuko steps in at the last second to save him. In the process, Nezuko's arms and legs get sliced off, but they regenerate instantly right before their eyes. Then, the new demon says in anger, "You people are truly wicked and evil, because you torment the weak. You are truly despicable enemies." Trembling with fear, Tanjiro thinks, the sixth demon. Where on earth did he come from? And where did those other 4 demons go? Meanwhile, Genya is also stunned and thinks, what is going on? Just a moment ago, this demon was that anger demon, Sekido. When Tanjiro attacked the small demon, he completely absorbed the other 3 demons into himself and transformed into this new form. But he looks just like a child. Right then, the new demon, Zohakuten, begins to hide the tiny main body inside his wooden dragon. As he glares at Tanjiro with pure rage, Tanjiro is shocked. Even breathing is becoming difficult here. Just how powerful is he? The demon says, "You just tried to kill a small, helpless man. How evil of you." Tanjiro roars back, "Stop your nonsense. You monsters are just bloodthirsty. You must have devoured more than 200 innocent people by now. After killing so many people, you still consider yourself innocent? You are the real demon, and that is why I will sever your head myself." The demon replies, "So, were the people I killed your relatives? If not, then you don't need to worry about it." Tanjiro screams, "I just want to ensure that no other human being ever feels that pain again. You are a beast. You will never understand this." And right then, the demon unleashes a devastating attack on Tanjiro. The scene shifts and we see that the mist Hashira, Muichiro Tokito, is still trapped inside the water prison pot. Gyokko stands outside laughing and says, "It is so amusing to watch someone suffer like this. I want to see how long you can endure it. But before that, I need to check something inside that shed." And with that, he vanishes inside the pot. Suffocating inside, Muichiro uses his final breath to strike back. Mist breathing, first form, low lotus distant haze. Yet, he still cannot break free. He thinks in despair, "I couldn't even break it with my breathing technique. Nothing can be done now. I'm going to die." Just then, Muichiro hears a voice inside his mind. "Why on earth are you thinking like that? No one knows what the future holds." Meanwhile, outside, little Kotetsu and Kanamori try to stop Gyokko from entering the shed, but Gyokko blows them away with a single strike. Gyokko peers through the window and sees Haganazuka completely absorbed in fixing Tanjiro's ancient sword. Fully ignoring his presence, Haganazuka thinks to himself, "Who on earth crafted this sword? There is only a single character engraved here. Wait, I think I understand now." Seeing this, Gyokko begins to lose his mind with rage. "Even as an artist myself, I have never been able to concentrate this intensely. I feel defeated by him." In a fit of anger, Gyokko attacks Haganazuka, leaving him covered in blood. But Haganazuka's concentration still doesn't break. Gyokko wants to shatter his focus at any cost. Inside the pot, Muichiro's eyes begin to close. Suddenly, Tanjiro's face appears in his mind saying, "Don't give up so easily. Someone will definitely come to save you." A human being can only do so much alone, and that is why people work together. Then, a distinct face clarifies within that voice and says, "You are not wrong, Muichiro. Everything will be fine." Right then, little Kotetsu risks his own life to reach the water prism, striking it with a knife while shouting, "Tokito-san, I will save you." From inside, Muichiro thinks, "Kotetsu, run away from here." At that exact moment, a small fish demon appears and drives its sharp claws straight into Kotetsu's stomach. Muichiro watches in horror. "Kotetsu, what on earth are you doing? Run away from here." Despite being in immense pain, Kotetsu blows a small pocket of air inside the pot, which reaches straight to Muichiro's mouth. At that very instant, an old memory flashes inside Muichiro's mind once again, where someone is telling him, "Helping others will eventually bring good things to you as well. No one can match the strength of those who stand up to help others." Do you understand, Muichiro? See Muichiro finally breaking free from the water prism. As soon as he comes out, he thinks, "My entire body has gone numb, all because of those poisonous needles." Just then, all the fish demons start advancing toward him. Muichiro begins to lose hope, but right then, he hears a familiar voice saying, "You can do this? Come on, stand up." From here, Muichiro's past is revealed to us. Muichiro tells us that this voice belonged to his father, who was a woodcutter. When Muichiro was 10 years old, his mother fell severely ill. His father went out into a fierce storm to find medicinal herbs for his wife, but his foot slipped and he fell into a ravine and died. On that very same day, his mother also passed away. Muichiro wasn't alone. He also had a twin brother named Yuichiro. However, Yuichiro was very bitter by nature. He used to say, "Helping others benefits no one." Our father was a fool to lose his life over someone else. He would tell Muichiro, "The first character of your name is Mu, which means nothing or useless. You are good for nothing." Muichiro used to feel that his brother hated him. One day, the master's wife, Amane Ubiyashiki, arrives at their house. She reveals that these two brothers are descendants of the very first swordsman who used sun breathing. Muichiro wanted to become a demon slayer to help people, but Yuichiro angrily throws water on the lady and chases her away, shouting, "We will just die like dogs, just like our parents. Our lives have no value." After that day, the two brothers stopped speaking to each other. Then came that terrifying hot summer night. Suddenly, a horrific demon attacks their house. To save Muichiro, Yuichiro steps in, and the demon slices off one of his arms. The demon mocks them, saying, "It makes no difference whether poor woodcutters like you live or die in this world." Seeing this, a blind rage erupts inside Muichiro, a rage he had never felt before. He doesn't remember anything after that, but when the morning sun rises, that demon is burning into ashes, and Muichiro had brutally crushed him. A severely injured Muichiro crawls back to his brother. As Yuichiro takes his last breaths, he prays to God, "God, please save my brother." His heart is completely pure. I was wrong. The Mu in Muichiro's name doesn't mean useless, it means Mugen, which means infinite. Upon his brother's death, the Demon Slayer mark awakens on Muichiro's face. Returning to the present, Muichiro regains his lost memories. He immediately uses Mist Breathing, 4th form, Shifting Flowing Slash, to slice down all the fish demons in the blink of an eye, saving Kotetsu's life. Kotetsu shouts, "Don't worry about me, Takito-san. Go and save Haganazuka's sword." Meanwhile, at the workshop, Gyokko is tormenting Haganazuka. He has even gouged out one of Haganazuka's eyes, but Haganazuka's focus on polishing the sword doesn't budge an inch. Gyokko is about to kill him out of sheer annoyance when Muichiro suddenly arrives on the scene. Gyokko is shocked. "How did this boy get out of my water prism? And what is that mark on his face?" Muichiro strikes Gyokko, but his old sword cannot withstand Gyokko's octopus attack and breaks. Just then, Kanamori brings Muichiro his brand new sword, which was crafted specifically for Muichiro by his previous swordsmith, Tetsuido, who deeply understood Muichiro's intense pain from within. The moment the new sword is in his hand, Muichiro's entire aura changes. He strikes directly. Mist Breathing, 5th form, Sea of Clouds and Hazes. He chops through Gyokko's octopus tentacles like they are nothing. Muichiro taunts Gyokko, saying, "It seems living for over 100 years has dulled your sensitivity and your senses." And in the next split second, he slashes straight at Gyokko's neck, causing blood to spurt out. Gyokko writhes in anger, but Muichiro coolly says, "I don't want to play around with your useless pots anymore." As Gyokko attacks again, Muichiro dodges it, and the final words of his brother Yuichiro echo in his mind. "Muichiro, you are not like me. You can go to any extent to save someone, because you are the one who has been chosen by the heavens for this battle." Zuka is still completely determined, grinding the sword with absolute focus. On the other side, upper rank 5. Gyokko taunts Muichiro, saying, "Don't underestimate me." Well, I'm not underestimating you, I'm just stating facts. You are going to die by my hands very soon. I feel great right now, but you've only lived for 10 or 11 years. Without any fear, Muichiro says in a calm voice, but it's true that I don't remember a single thing about you that deserves my respect. The way you look and the way you talk is completely pathetic. You are highly uncultured and poor. Hearing this, Gyokko fumes with rage and screams, "You have no idea how beautiful I am. Trying to explain beauty to you is like showing a book to an illiterate sewer insect." Muichiro smiles and immediately fires back, "And right here, it's you who looks exactly like a sewer insect." Gyokko screams in anger, "Shut up, you sewer insect! That tiny bit of your blood can never reach my neck." Muichiro replies, "You're wrong. This blood passed right by your neck just a minute ago, and these tiny needles of yours can never stop me. Do you really think your pathetic words can provoke me?" Muichiro stares at Gyokko's vase and adds, "I'm just wondering if the shape of that vase is warped. This vase doesn't look right at all. I wonder what incompetent person made it." This was the ultimate insult to Gyokko's art. Driven mad with rage, he screams, "That's because your eyes are ruined." He immediately attacks Muichiro with his blood demon art. "These 10,000 toxic fish will chew right through your bones." Muichiro leaps into the air. Mist breathing, 6th form, lunar dispersal. In a single flash, he shreds all the fish into pieces. Gyokko is left stunned. He cut down all those fish. How is he attacking at such blazing speed? But Gyokko laughs and says, "When these fish are cut, they release a deadly poison before disappearing. Anyone who touches it dies instantly." Without stopping, Muichiro spins in mid-air. Mist breathing, 3rd form, scattering mist splash. With his rotational movement, he blows away all the poison and charges straight at Gyokko. Gyokko sheds his skin, vanishes from there, and perches on a tree branch. Muichiro taunts him, "Are you going to keep running upstairs?" Gyokko says, "Fine, let me show you my true form now. You will be only the 3rd person to ever see this form." Muichiro coldly responds, "So is there actually anything worthwhile left to see?" Gyokko unleashes his full power, covering his entire body in highly brilliant and flexible scales. He yells, "When I get serious, escaping my hands is impossible. This form is stronger than transparent diamond. Bow down before this perfect and beautiful form." A dead silence falls over the area. Gyokko says, mockingly, "Say something, Demon Slayer." Muichiro replies, "You were the one who told me to shut up." And honestly, I'm not surprised at all by this form. Enraged, Gyokko lunges at Muichiro, but Muichiro effortlessly dodges his attack and moves up onto the branch himself. Gyokko says, "Didn't you just tell me not to come upstairs?" Muichiro answers, "It's not that. You smell so bad that my nose can't handle it." Gyokko laughs and boasts, "Whomever these hands touch will turn into a fish. My speed and flexibility are unmatched. Are you scared, kid?" Muichiro smiles and says, "It doesn't matter how powerful your attacks are. If they don't hit, they are completely useless." At that exact moment, Muichiro remembers his past. He recalls how insects were crawling over his brother's corpse and how he was on the verge of death himself. Until the master's wife arrived and saved his life. Muichiro thinks to himself, "Even though I lost my memories, my body remembered that rage until my last breath. And that's the reason I trained myself until my body bled." Gyokko screams, "Get ready!" and begins to strike at Muichiro like a maniac. He says, "My moves defy the laws of nature. It's impossible to predict movements. Tell me, how did I shape your body? Should I replace your head with a fish head?" Right then, Muichiro unleashes his ultimate technique. Mist breathing, 7th form, obscuring mist. A dense fog covers the entire battlefield and Muichiro vanishes completely. Gyokko looks around frantically, panicked. Where is he disappearing to? It feels like he has turned into the mist itself. Suddenly, Muichiro's calm voice echoes from behind the fog. "I want to ask you a question. Do you really think you're the only one who hasn't been serious until today?" And whoosh! In a single clean slice, Muichiro severs the head of upper rank 5 Gyokko from his body. Gyokko's decapitated head falls to the ground, and he thinks in absolute shock, "Am I defeated? Did a magnificent demon like me lose to a kid?" Muichiro says, "Now die and never be reborn again." Even as he disintegrates, Gyokko screams, "How dare you? You are pure trash, and I have turned pathetic lives like yours into magnificent art." Angered, Muichiro hacks Gyokko's head into multiple pieces with his sword and says, "Enough, now go to hell." As Gyokko fades away, Muichiro recalls the master's words, "Once you regain your memories, you will become incredibly strong." Muichiro thinks, "The moment I remembered everything, my hesitation and frustration vanished." Just then, Kanamori runs up to him. "Thank you, Muichiro. Are you all right?" Muichiro says, while trembling, "I need to get to Tanjiro and his sister as soon as possible. Due to extreme exhaustion and the poison." Muichiro collapses unconscious onto the ground. Right there. Then, little Kotetsu arrives. Kanamori cries out, "Kotetsu, you're alive!" Kotetsu replies, "Yes, I'm alive." The flame sword guard that Tanjiro gave me to put on his new sword took the hit to my stomach, and I survived. Seeing that flame hilt, Muichiro remembers the flame Hashira, Rengoku, and sees the smiling spirits of his parents and brother in the sky. His brother, Yuichiro, says, "You did a wonderful job, Muichiro." Tears stream down Michiro's eyes. The scene shifts, and we return to Tanjiro's battle, where he is fighting solo against the massive wooden dragon. Tanjiro thinks, "This dragon has 5 heads, and it can only stretch up to a certain limit." Suddenly, the dragon unleashes a horrific sound wave, rupturing Tanjiro's eardrums and blasting him away. The dragon then targets Nezuko and Genya as well. Groaning in pain, Tanjiro thinks, "My ears are ruptured, I need to get up fast." As Tanjiro tries to dodge, his leg gets severely injured. The dragon suddenly begins to rain down lightning. Tanjiro realizes that this new demon, Zohakuten, can use the abilities of all 4 demons simultaneously, and his power is many times greater. Tanjiro doesn't even have a moment to breathe. He tries to run back a bit to recover, but the dragon stretches its body even further, constricts Tanjiro, and swallows him straight into its mouth. Nezuko and Genya watch in absolute horror. The sound of Tanjiro's bones crushing echoes from inside the dragon's mouth, and the demon smiles, saying, "This is your end." But just then, boom, a flashing sword descends from the sky like a bolt of lightning, ripping that dragon to shreds in the blink of an eye. It's none other than our love Hashira, Mitsuri Kanroji. Holding a rescued Tanjiro in her arms, she cries, "Forgive me, Tanjiro. I'm a bit late. Now rest. You did a wonderful job." Tanjiro's ears are numb. He can't understand what Mitsuri is saying. Mitsuri smiles and says, "Don't worry." Wielding her ribbon-like flexible sword in the air, she charges straight toward those terrifying dragons. In a single move, she grabs one dragon's mouth and slams it into the ground along with the others, stepping furiously toward the main demon. Mitsuri Kanroji coming in front of that demon in pure anger and saying, "So you did all of this? I will definitely rescue Nezuko and Genya from your captivity." That demon shouts in arrogance, "Shut your nonsense! There is only one person in this world who can give me orders." Mitsuri thinks in shock, "I cannot believe how badly he spoke to me. He looks about the age of my younger brother." But wait a second, he does not look his age, yet he said such filthy things to me. Just then, that demon screams, breathing of thunder, death, and unleashes a terrifying lightning attack. Without any fear, Mitsuri swings her ribbon-like sword through the air. Love breathing, first form, cat, love shower, and blocks the demon's attack in mid-air within the blink of an eye. She says angrily, "Now I am truly getting furious. Even though you look like a child, I can never forgive you." Seeing this, Tanjiro becomes completely shocked. On the other side, even that demon thinks in surprise, "How did this young girl stop my attack? She is way too fast." Perhaps it is because of the bending ability of her sword. Whoever made this sword must be a truly incredible person. And Mitsuri, who can use it so easily, is even more wonderful. The demon begins to launch continuous attacks on Mitsuri like a madman. Mitsuri spins through the air while dodging his attacks. Love breathing, second form, love pangs, and slices his dragons into pieces. Immediately after this, she says, sixth form, winds of love. The demon thinks, so can she stop my attacks in speed as well? If that is the case, I will combine my attacks with my secret technique. Just then, all the dragons start advancing towards Mitsuri together. Mitsuri gets a bit nervous, but composing herself, she says, love breathing, fifth form, swaying love. She entangles the demon's dragons with her sword. Right then, Tanjiro spots the real body of that demon. Mitsuri thinks, if I chop off his head, everything will be fine. Suddenly from behind, Tanjiro shouts, Mitsuri, this is not his real body. Even if you chop off his head, he will not die. Mitsuri is startled. This means I made a wrong move. And at that exact moment, the demon attacks Mitsuri directly with his dangerous sound wave. The attack was so powerful that smoke spreads everywhere. The demon thinks, this is impossible. How is her body completely safe despite my attack? Did she tighten all her muscles right before the impact? This girl's strength does not match her appearance at all. This is highly fascinating. This is actually a benefit for me, because eating such humans will give me even better power. But before that, I must crush her head and pull her brain out. At that very moment, we are shown Mitsuri's past, where a man is rejecting her, saying, only an animal would marry a strange girl like you. I feel very weird just thinking that the strange color of your hair might pass down to my children. Let's just pretend this match never happened. And please, forget about me. Mitsuri tells us that when she was 17 years old, her marriage alliance broke off. She remembers her childhood, where she used to play with her father. She narrates, I was not ordinary in my childhood. When I was just 1 year old and my mother was pregnant, I lifted a massive rock to help my mother in the kitchen. My mother, who always remained calm, was completely shocked that day. Mitsuri loved eating food since childhood. She used to wrestle with large sumo wrestlers and defeat them easily. Her father used to say, even though your wrists are small, there is immense strength in them. As Mitsuri grew up, she realized that she was different from other girls. She asked her mother while crying, Mother, will I ever get married? I'm way too strong, I eat a lot, and the color of my hair is also very strange. Out of the fear of never getting married, Mitsuri colored her hair black, stopped eating too much, and started pretending to be weak. But one question always remained in her mind. Will I be able to live my entire life like this? My appetite, my strength, and my hair color are my ultimate truth. Should I pretend to be someone else? Is there any place in this world where I can live with my true self and people will love me? Suddenly, Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Genya arrive and rescue Mitsuri from the demon's clutches. Tanjiro shouts, stand up quickly! He is going to attack again. As soon as Mitsuri regains consciousness, she thinks, did I pass out? These children saved my life. Tanjiro says to Genya, we must save Mitsuri at any cost. She is our ray of hope that will keep our chances of winning alive. Let's all win together. None of us can die here. Just then, the demon attacks them with his lightning and thinks that he has killed everyone. But Mitsuri rises while crying and says, thank you everyone, my friends. I am a Hashira, yet I messed up everything. But now, I will not let my friends die. The Demon Slayer Corps is a very special place for me. Now, I am not going to lose to any evil man. Get ready, now I am getting serious. Looking at the situation, Mitsuri remembers what the master had told her. Always be proud of your strength, Mitsuri. The people who speak ill of you are either afraid of you or jealous of your talent. Mitsuri deeply thanks her parents and the members of the Corps who accepted her with her true reality. She screams, leave all these attacks to me. I will protect all of you. You just move forward and finish his real body. Now, Mitsuri single-handedly holds back that gigantic demon. On the other side, Tanjiro uses his smelling power to find the real small body of that demon. which was hiding inside the trunk of a tree. As soon as Genya attacks that tree with his sword, the tree starts jumping around like a dragon. Genya angrily begins to chew on the branches of the tree. Tanjiro asks in astonishment, "Genya, are you all right?" Genya says, "By consuming demons, my regenerative power and strength increased temporarily," and using his entire strength, he tears down the entire tree. Just then, the branches of the tree attack Tanjiro, but Nezuko instantly uses her blood demon art to slow down those branches with her fire. Tanjiro aims his sword. Hinokami Kagura, Blazing Sun. He directly slices the tree. Genya shouts, "Get ready, Tanjiro, you can do this!" But as Tanjiro moves forward, that small demon has already disappeared from there. Tanjiro spots him running away and lunges after him. Tanjiro yells, "Stop! Do not try to run away! Do not flee from your responsibility! You must account for all the innocent people you have killed." That small demon runs away crying and thinks to himself, "I have never told a single lie since the day I was born. I was always weak and nobody had any sympathy for me. These people are torturing me." Just then, Genya uproots a huge tree and throws it toward that fleeing demon. But the demon evades it. Right then, Nezuko leaps into the air and launches a direct attack right over that demon. Tanjiro is panting heavily, blood dripping from his feet, yet he continues to chase that cowardly and wicked upper rank, Hantengu. The fire of hatred against demons is blazing inside Tanjiro's heart. He thinks, "You demons always brutally kill and eat innocent humans. So today, when it comes to your own life, why are you running away like a rat? Why are you demons so selfish and self-centered? We humans have always lost our loved ones because of you. We have always been helpless. But remember, we will never give up." Suddenly, Nezuko leaps into the air and launches a powerful strike at Hantengu from above. But Hantengu gets lucky, dodging her attack with unbelievable magical speed and flees again behind the bushes. Tanjiro is stunned to see where this demon is getting such incredible strength and speed, even after taking such a beating and being in such a terrible state. Our hero's energy is now on the verge of completely running out. There are only a few minutes left before the sun rises from behind the mountains. If Hantengu manages to escape from this village alive today, the Swordsmith Village will be wiped off the map. Just then, the pain in Tanjiro's feet increases so much that he crashes to the ground. His legs are no longer supporting him. But at the exact right moment, a drowning man finds a lifeline. Tanjiro begins to remember every single word spoken by his friend, Zenitsu. Tanjiro, when you use thunder breathing, you have to focus your entire strength into your legs, onto every single muscle of your feet. Zenitsu had explained to him that we humans know nothing about our body dimensions and muscle shapes, and until you can deeply feel your muscles and veins, you cannot achieve total concentration completely. All these things were taught to Zenitsu by his grandfather, who used to take care of him. Tanjiro closes his eyes. He takes a deep breath. He rapidly circulates air through every blood vessel and muscle in his body. He concentrates his entire life force into his legs and... boom! With the speed of a crashing lightning bolt, Tanjiro sprints at the speed of light, cutting through the air to crash directly upon Hantengu like absolute doom. His gleaming sword lands right on Hantengu's tough neck, and he begins to slice through it. Hantengu starts crying in agonizing pain and says, "Do you have no sympathy for an old man like me? Torturing someone weak and helpless is a massive sin." Right then, Hantengu suddenly increases his body size and grabs Tanjiro's face in his massive hand. Tanjiro begins to suffocate and comes close to passing out. But at that moment, Genya and Nezuko summon their last bit of strength and arrive. Nezuko starts burning Hantengu alive with the bloody flames of her blood demon art. Tanjiro does not let this opportunity slide. He draws his final breath, puts the entire weight of both hands onto the sword, and while still holding onto Hantengu, leaps straight off the cliff into the gorge below. A massive explosion occurs as they hit the ground below the mountain. Both of Hantengu's arms have been severed, and he is crawling on the ground. His regeneration power has become extremely weak, because a major portion of his true strength is being utilized by Zohakuten. Hantengu realizes that if he wants his severed arms and strength back, he must feed on a human immediately. Just then, the scent of human blood hits his nose, and his eyes fall upon 3 villagers who were hiding nearby. Like a starving wolf, Hantengu begins sprinting frantically toward them. Tanjiro is thrown far away and feels completely helpless once again. His sword is gone. He screams, "I won't let you reach the villagers, even if I have to chase you all the way to hell." But Hantengu thinks that once he eats these humans, he will torture and kill this brat slowly. But just then, a sword flashing like lightning from the sky comes ripping through the air and embeds itself straight into the ground right next to Tanjiro. This was no ordinary sword, my friends. This was the same 1,000-year-old historic sword that Nezuko was polishing at the risk of his own life. Suddenly from behind, the blood-soaked, severely injured Mist Hashira Muichiro. Tokito shouts, "Tanjiro, take this sword! Hurry, the sun is about to rise. I am leaving the future of this village and this sword completely in your trust." Saying just this much, Muichiro loses consciousness and faints from exhaustion. Kanamori supports him and mentions that Muichiro is only sick due to Gyokko's dangerous poison, and he will be fine. On the other side, Tanjiro picks up the gleaming sword in his hands. Embedded within this sword were the emotions, the hopes, and the sacrifices of centuries of great demon slayers. Tanjiro sprints with the speed of thunder, swings the sword through the air, and in a single celestial strike, separates Hantengu's head from his torso. Hantengu's head falls to the ground. Tanjiro feels that the battle is finally over and collapses onto the ground in exhaustion. But there was still a major twist left in the story. Suddenly, from behind the clouds, the sun begins to spread its intense red glow. Morning has arrived. Seeing the first ray of sunlight, Tanjiro is utterly horrified. His heart stops because his sister Nezuko is running rapidly toward him. Tanjiro screams like a madman. "Don't come near me, Nezuko! Stop! The sunlight will burn you to ashes." But Nezuko does not stop. She keeps pointing behind Tanjiro. When Tanjiro turns around to look back, the ground slips from beneath his feet. The body whose head he had just cut off did not have the word coward written on its tongue, but rather hatred, meaning that was not Hantengu's real main body. It was nothing but a deception. The real Hantengu was still hidden inside the heart of that headless body, shrunk down to the size of a single pea. And that body was just moments away from eating the villagers. Now the sun was completely up. The sunlight hits Nezuko's body and her entire torso is engulfed in flames. She begins to writhe in extreme pain, her screams echoing through the air. Tanjiro was facing the biggest and most terrifying dilemma of his life. Either he shields his own sister from the sun using his own body, or he saves those innocent villagers running ahead from the demon. If he saves his sister, the villagers die. If he saves the villagers, his sister burns. Crying uncontrollably, Tanjiro cannot make a choice. Just then, Nezuko looks at Tanjiro with an incredibly sweet and smiling gaze. There was pride for her brother in her eyes. Using all her strength, she kicks Tanjiro and throws him toward those villagers. She signals Tanjiro to go, brother, fulfill your duty. Weeping, with eyes drenched in tears, Tanjiro charges toward Hantengu's body at the speed of wind. He uses his sharp sense of smell and tracks down the real Hantengu hidden right inside the heart of that body. Tanjiro screams, "You won't escape this time, you cowardly demon," and drives his sword straight through his chest. Hantengu's heart is ripped into pieces, and screaming in agony, he burns completely into ashes. The moment Hantengu dies, his other form, Zohakuten, who was fighting far away, vanishes into thin air. And love Hashira Mitsuri Kanroji's life is saved. Mitsuri starts dancing with joy that Tanjiro managed to kill the main body. But here on the field, The music becomes incredibly slow and sorrowful. Tanjiro drops to his knees on the ground. He begins to weep bitterly, his heart completely shattered. He thinks that while he saved the villagers, he has lost his precious sister Nezuko forever. He didn't even have the courage to turn around and look at that pile of ash. He covers his eyes with his hands. Just then, the running villagers come up to Tanjiro and shout loudly, "Tanjiro, stop crying and look over there." Tanjiro slowly turns his tearful eyes, and the sight he beholds leaves everyone screaming in utter shock. In the middle of the bright, blazing sunlight, without any shade whatsoever, Nezuko stood there completely safe and sound. Her burning skin had vanished and she was glowing. The bamboo muzzle over her mouth was also gone. She looks at Tanjiro, smiles, and says in her faltering, innocent voice, "Gee, good morning." This was a historic, monumental miracle. Nezuko had conquered the sun. She had become the first demon in history who was completely unaffected by sunlight. Tanjiro's joy knows no bounds. He runs and throws his arms around Nezuko, and both siblings hold each other tightly, crying out loud. Every single villager present there breaks into tears as well, thanking Tanjiro. On the other side, the news of this victory reaches straight to the Demon King, Kibutsuji Muzan. Muzan was currently disguised as a young child, hiding among books in the house of a wealthy woman. The moment he learns through his demon information network that a demon has been born who can walk freely in the sun, Muzan goes wild with joy. His years of stern expression transform into a terrifying, psychotic laugh. In a flash, he displays his raw power and brutally slashes the throats of that innocent woman and her servant. Here, we are shown Muzan's 1,000-year-old past in a flashback. Muzan had been suffering from a fatal disease since childhood and was going to die before even seeing his youth. Back then, a deeply kind doctor started an experimental treatment with a new medicine to save him. But Muzan felt the medicine wasn't working and his condition was worsening, so in a fit of rage and frustration, he murdered that benevolent doctor. But after killing the doctor, Muzan realized that the medicine had actually worked. He had obtained a body that could never grow old and possessed superhuman strength. However, it came with two terrifying drawbacks. First, he needed human flesh and blood to survive. And second, he could never step into the sunlight, as the sun would turn him to ash in an instant. The single, final, and most important ingredient of the doctor's incomplete medicine was missing, which was named the blue spider lily. Muzan had spent the last 1,000 years searching solely for that blue flower so he could conquer the sun. But now, Muzan says while flashing his magical eyes, "Now I have absolutely no need to find that garbage blue flower. If I catch that girl and absorb her into myself, eat her up, the sunlight will be under my feet forever. I will become the one and only perfect god of this universe." Meaning, Muzan's next, final, and most dangerous target is directly our Nezuko. He is now going to unleash his entire army upon Nezuko. The story shifts back to the peaceful atmosphere of the Swordsmith Village. After the battle concludes, a secret letter from Lady Tamayo reaches Tanjiro via her cat. The letter read, "Thank you, Tanjiro. Your reports of the demon's blood have made my research successful. Nezuko's blood is mutating so rapidly that she might fully become a human very soon. The reason she remains in the form of a child right now is because her mind was busy thinking about something else more important instead of healing herself. The village is now completely safe, and people are repairing their homes. Our heroes now have to take their leave from here. Kotetsu and Kanamori bring Tanjiro to the chief on a wheelchair. Village Chief Tekken thanks Tanjiro for putting his entire life on the line to save this entire village from being destroyed. Tanjiro humbly replies that it wasn't just his power, but also the strength of that 100-year-old sword, which had carried the emotions of the demon slayers for so many years. Just then, Nezuko arrives, still absolutely furious at Tanjiro because Tanjiro had put a tiny nick on the sword. He starts chasing Tanjiro in anger, but Kanamori mentions with a laugh that Nezuko actually likes Tanjiro, And while Tanjiro rests at the Butterfly Mansion, he will transform that sword into the absolute best and most perfect sword in the world. Finally, the time for farewell arrives. The Kikuchi guides place Tanjiro on their backs once again. But as soon as they step outside the boundaries of the village, they remove the blindfold from Tanjiro's eyes. Tanjiro sees all the villagers, children, and swordsmiths standing in lines, waving their hands and thanking Tanjiro for saving the village. There are tears of joy in everyone's eyes. Tanjiro also smiles and bids goodbye to everyone. And, on this deeply emotional, beautiful, and blockbuster note, Demon Slayer Season 3, the Swordsmith Village Arc, ends right here. So, my dear friends, Nezuko can now walk in the sun, and Muzan is now going to use his entire strength to frantically hunt her down. What happens next? How all the Hashira will come together to train Tanjiro and the rest of the Slayers? We will get to see all of that in the next season, Season 4. But since there is still some time before the complete story of the next season arrives, your brother is going to start a brand new and immensely popular anime series for your entertainment, named Black Clover. I can tell you with absolute confidence that if you loved the action and magic of Demon Slayer, you will find the story of Black Clover even more crazy and enjoyable. So until that new series drops on our channel, you can enjoy the further story of Demon Slayer by clicking on the video link appearing on the screen. If you enjoyed today's cinematic video and my hard work, then definitely give the video a lovely like and subscribe to our channel, Plot Point Realm, right this instance, guys. See you very soon in another blockbuster video. Until then, take care of yourself, take care, and bye-bye.